An uncle is supposed to provide and protect his nieces and nephews. But what happens when this man turns and becomes a danger to his nieces and nephews? Hello, my name is Liz. Welcome to our Self-Esteem Stories channel. I beg you to subscribe so that you can be notified when we post new stories. Come with me to Sansi Town. We have a child who was betrayed by the very man who was supposed to protect her. Hello, thank you so much for accepting to talk with us. Kindly tell us your name and take us through your story. Hello Liz, my name is Molly. I was born here in Sansi. I am a firstborn of 4 children. My parents passed on in a road accident. What challenges did you face while growing up? We never struggled in our childhood. My mother was working with a bank and my father was a mechanical engineer. We had everything we needed in life. I was schooling at a group of schools with my siblings except our young one who had not yet started school. We lived big. Until 2010 when I was in class 8. And my brother in class 6. And my sister in class 4. Our younger brother was 3 years. Not yet started school. My mother and my father had attended a funeral. Their car was involved in an accident. They both died on the spot. Our problems started there. There arose a fight between our maternal and paternal families. Because our parents had their big home and a lot of properties, everybody was fighting to get a share. In fact, nobody cared about us. After the funeral, our paternal uncle took us in. He was not married. He was working as a truck driver. He took our house and said he will take good care of us. MHH. We stayed with our uncle for months. He was still going to work. He employed a house help who cooked and prepared us to school. As days went by, he stopped paying school fees. He stopped buying food. He will barely come home. Our house help left. We remained, me and my siblings, without help. We started begging for food from our neighbors. It went on like that for 2 years. He will come once and disappear. There was a time he came home one evening. I told him we have dropped out of school. We didn't have food and school fees. He told me he will sleep with me and after that he will pay our school fees and buy us food. I had no choice but to accept because he forced me. And besides, I really wanted to continue with my studies. My siblings needed food too. I was so naive. Did you try to tell anybody, maybe to get help? No. He threatened to kill me or dump me in a faraway place from my siblings. He knew I loved my siblings. I had to give in so that he can give me money for school fees and for food. I slept with him. When morning came, he only left us 2,000 shillings and left. That money was not enough. We just survived by the grace of God. Sometimes we could have something to eat and other moments we could sleep hungry. Imagine he could disappear for 2 weeks and knock me home during the 3rd week. He made it a routine that each time he could come home, he would ensure he sleeps with me. One day I decided that enough is enough. If he's going to kill me, it's fine. So on the weekend, I was sure he was coming home. I told my brother to alert one of our neighbors. I told my brother to pretend he is sleeping so that when my uncle sneaks into my room he will go and call the neighbor. He did exactly that, and when our neighbor came she found him on my bed naked. She screamed. Neighbors came for my rescue. They took videos. He tried to escape but he did not succeed. He ended up in jail for defiling a minor. After all the ordeal, did your relatives came for your rescue? What did they say? Did they regret allowing him to take care of you? We only have relatives from our father's side. My mother had no relatives, she was an orphan. And now, on my father's side, they said I was telling lies. They knew my uncle as an honest and good person. They defended him. In fact, they came to beg me to withdraw the case against my uncle. The lawyer who was assigned to me. He sent them away. Me and my siblings were taken away by a child protection organization. I was informed too. They enrolled me in school and my siblings too. That was nice. I am happy you were rescued. How was life in the orphanage? To be honest, it was a struggle at first. But I was a big girl already. I was 16 then. I knew I only had 2 years to finish school and get out of the orphanage and take my siblings with me. We could not miss food at the orphanage. We had people to talk to. After 2 years I finished high school and I was 18. When exam results were out, I passed with flying colors. I joined university to pursue Bachelor of Law. Because I passed very well, I got a sponsor who sponsored my education. Right now as we are speaking, I graduated with first-class honors. I want to get my youngest sibling out of the orphanage. For my other 3 siblings, one is in college doing information technology, the other 2 are in high school. I am very sorry for what your uncle did to you. But then I want to congratulate you for getting a degree so far, and the success which is coming on your way. I wish you all the very best in life. Good morning, officer. My name is Liz. I have come to your child protection offices to inquire something about the minors. Welcome, Liz. It's a pleasure having you here. Does laws about child sexual abuse exist? Yes, they exist. Like for child sexual abuse is when an adult or an older adolescent uses a child for sexual stimulation. The accused person shall be liable for imprisonment for life. And for the case of incest, the minimum penalty is 10 years. Inasmuch as we as Child Protection Services, we are effectively dedicated to safeguarding and promoting the welfare of children out here, we are also connect children to vital society services and fair justice systems starting at birth. We provides protection for children who are at risk of, or are experiencing neglect, physical, sexual, or emotional abuse. How about when the minor is raped? Rape is an indictable only offense and carries a maximum of life imprisonment. Thank you very much, officer, for your time. I am grateful for the information. Encourage open communication with your children early in their development. Teach them to tell you about any physical contact initiated by an adult. Encourage them to trust you with problems and emotions. Let the child know that they can talk to you about problems and concerns without you reacting and getting angry. Tell them not to keep quiet when they are facing problems. If you are not around, they can get help from their teachers.